In part one of our adventure, we left Friedrichstrasse in the heart of the city, went down the River Spree heading east, and then turned onto the Landwehr Canal, rejoined the River Spree, and moored at Charlottenburg, a distance of about 20 kilometres or so. Today our route is even longer, taking various canals to find our way to the River Havel, leaving the city of Berlin and heading out into the countryside and the beautiful Wannsee lakes before arriving at Potsdam. Old Giddy gives you the option to steer from inside the cabin, and Wolfgang took the time to explain how this wheel is connected to the one outside. Pip and I have just taken up paddleboarding. I can only kneel at the moment, so I looked on enviously at this guy. Remarkably, this is a DHL delivery boat, full to the brim with parcels. On the same stretch of water, we were passed in both directions by this rowing crew. If you look closely, you'll see the German flag on their paddles, so I'm guessing this was our last bit of training before they headed off to Paris. And talking of training, how do you fancy a game of kayak basketball? As we moved out of the city, the number of pleasure cruisers increased dramatically. This one even had a built-in barbecue. And just take a look at the size of this river cruise ship. A couple of miles downriver, we pass Pichelsdorf and enter the Wannsee. We head straight over the other side of the lake so that Wolfgang could replenish his water and diesel.
Hello.
What you doing there?
We're filling with fresh water.
And what's the size of the tank?
800 litres.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's a lot of water.
And how much diesel does it hold?
If it was full, it'd be 750 litres of diesel. Is that what you need to know?
And how much does that cost to fill up?
It would be 1,500 euros to fill up. Over 1,500 euros.
It really was a scorching day. Temperatures were in the mid-30s. In the middle of the Wannsee, Wolfgang cut his engines so that Pip could go for a swim.
No, not at the moment.
Why?
Oh, it's cold.
So
Famous last words.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Racing.
A little wave is coming from the boat. The other boat.
Hang on, let me just get used to the water.
So we've cut the engine and we're just floating in the Wannsee so that Pip can have a little swim.
Floating.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
We're still drifting away from you, okay? So just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Can you feel the bottom?
You're moving.
I know, we're drifting away from you. We're trying to get away. Go in, maybe do front crawl or something to catch us up.
What's that? What'd you say?
We're not deliberately leaving you behind. Honestly. Yeah, front crawl catch us up, that's it.
Yeah.
Well done. Just to
Bravo.
give you a feel for the surroundings.
Oh my god.
Over there is a special man-made beach. Very popular tourist spot. It really is a beautiful location, at such a contrast with a meeting that took place here in January 1942. This is the Villa am Großen Wannsee. It was here that senior Nazi leaders met and decided the fate of millions of Jews. This observation is completely at odds with the spirit of our holiday and the beauty of the place, but it's important that we don't forget. As we pass under Wannsee Bridge, we leave the grosser Wannsee behind us and enter the kleiner Wannsee. Kleiner Wannsee is a bit like the sandbanks of Germany. All along its shore there are the most amazing houses. It's also not far from where the Teltow Canal enters the Havel, hence some of these amazing barges. On these waterways they take priority, so Wolfgang very wisely pulled over to one side and let it pass. This one was made up of two enormous pontoons, pushed by a tug on the back. We know that we are nearing Potsdam when the grounds of Babelsberg appear on our left-hand side. Babelsberg lends its name to the famous film studios based in Potsdam. It is the oldest large-scale film studio in the world and has been making films since 1912. Notable titles to come out of Babelsberg include Fritz Lang's Metropolis, V for Vendetta, Captain America, The Bourne Ultimatum, Valkyrie, Inglourious Bastards, and the Grand Budapest Hotel, just to name a few. Babelsberg to our left, and to our right, the Glienicke Bridge, or the Bridge of Spies. Much more on that later.
We pass a lot of this style of craft while we were out cruising. They're affectionately known as bungalow boats and are available for hire. I think they look lovely.
As we near our mooring for the night, we see this unmistakable Dutch barge with its schwaden or lee boards tucked into its side. After safely mooring, we go out for a bite to eat. The food may have been Italian, but the beer was definitely German. I should explain that this was Wolfgang's. I prefer my beer to be a more appetizing colour. Back on board, we settle down for the night. For a long time, Potsdam was the home to the German royal family. It's not surprising, therefore, that it's full of these amazing buildings. Potsdam is joined to Greater Berlin by the Glienicke Bridge, which crosses the Wannsee here. The current version was built originally in 1907, but suffered greatly during the war and had to have major refurbishment. Very special position linking East and West Germany made it the ideal location for several spy swaps during the Cold War. Many of you will have seen the film Bridge of Spies, where the climax takes place on the Glienicke Bridge. During the Cold War, the whole area of Potsdam approaching Glienicke Bridge was out of bounds for anyone other than those authorised by the KGB. The beautiful houses that make up this part of town were sequestered by the KGB and their owners forced to move. It became known as the Forbidden City and was also the site for the KGB prison. As I've already said, Potsdam was a favourite place of the Prussian/German royal family. So it will come as no surprise that Frederick the Great built his summer palace here. Translated from French, sans souci means carefree or no worries. For just over 2 weeks, at the end of July 1945, Potsdam became the focus of world attention. Winston Churchill, Harry S. Truman and Joseph Stalin all met here to plan the post-war peace, including exactly how Germany would be divided. The meeting took place at Cecilienhof, not far from the Glienicke Bridge. After what was obviously a hearty lunch, we returned to Ogilly and said our goodbyes to Potsdam, heading back towards Berlin.